Okay, so this is just a stream of consciousness. I don't even know how this is going to come out, but I need to say this, and I need you to just hear me out. I'm really, I think I'm dealing with some emotions that quite a few of us are dealing with in the run-up to the election. And it kind of hit me in the face today. And I don't really know how to process it other than to talk about it. And so, you asked for it, here we are. What I'm worried about is how I walk through life as a sane, thoughtful person who tries to live under a certain code, under certain values. And I'm not sure exactly how that's going to work. I had a really rough time at the gym. And I've had a rough time at the gym lately. There have been a number of people, all men, who wear Trump t-shirts, MAGA hats, the classic red MAGA hat, to the gym, and that's completely their prerogative. What is so difficult for me is that the ascendance of Donald Trump politically locks right into sort of the pinnacle of my broadcast career and a very intense few years for me that were super hard on me personally. So those things are kind of dovetailed in my mind and my psyche. Today, I saw two young men, I presume teenagers or early 20s, tall, lean, I couldn't tell how old they were, but they were both wearing the red Make America Great Again caps. I've seen them at the gym a number of times. I've never spoken to them, but they're there. They've never they don't do anything odd or awkward or rude. They just kind of are wearing these caps. It's hard enough, feeling uneasy and wary and unnerved and isolated in the run up to the election and with everything else going on in the world and in the country and in my own life. It's too much. It's a little more than I'd like to deal with. And so this was just kind of I need to not be around these guys and just let them do their thing and not do anything weird. So I went on about my workout. They were working on another part of the same piece of equipment just to my right. The two of them and an older gentleman who was with them. Their father, their uncle, a friend, I don't know who he was. He was not wearing a red MAGA cap. And they were within 5 feet of me, and I was trying not to look, But it was really... Rage can be really good gym fuel, and I was firing on all cylinders today. At one moment between sets, I kind of clanged the weight down, and I've been kind of going up in strength, so I did a heavy set. And the older gentleman, the middle-aged, let's say, who was with these two young men, did like this toward me. And I looked up, and he looked at me, and he said, "Really great form, man. Good set. Great form." And I reciprocated the fist bump and I said, "Thank you." And I just kind of went back in my own little mental, emotional hole just to kind of let my heart rate come down and get ready for the next set. And my first thought was, maybe, to borrow that line from The Color Purple, maybe God is trying to tell you something. Maybe this is a moment for me to work on my heart and the way that I deal with other people based on these emblems that they wear. Maybe the lesson is for me to learn, and really I just need to live and let live and just get over whatever it is that I'm struggling with these people and just let them have their life. Maybe the lesson is for me. I think if I'm going to do that, then there's something else I have to process out of my system before I can be that noble. And I want to be that noble. I aspire to be that noble. But that nobility is being blocked by something, and I know exactly what it is. Kamala Harris, and I think to some extent Tim Walz, have talked on the campaign trail about being joyful warriors. And I understand that idea. I get what they're getting at. I do understand the idea of balancing out the joy with the struggle, because you can't just sustain yourself on anger, right? I have talked to a lot of social activists, lawmakers over the years, and I've asked them, how do you keep yourself going? How do you sustain yourself? How do you replenish yourself? How do you heal yourself? I don't have time for that. We just got to keep going. We got to keep pressing for change, and we're not going to stop until the job is done. I'm like, well, you're going to burn your ass out because there's no way to make it. Or you're just not willing to say, well, I like to read. I like to knit. I like to take long walks. I like to take long naps. You just don't want to admit that you're a human being who needs rest. So I understand the idea of being able to have balance even as you strive. And I agree with that. I have no qualms with that. The struggle is that I can't even access the joy. I don't even know if I remember it. Because when it comes to our politics, I find myself working around or over or through stratified, galvanized, calcified layers of rage. I am so filled with rage. And I don't like that about myself. But it's there. Since Donald Trump descended that gold escalator back in 2015, everything that has transpired in our politics across the aisle and across this country has built up in me over a long period of time, and I would really like to be free of it, but I don't know how to put it down or what to do with it. I don't know how to redeem the rage, but I don't think I can really find the joy in my journey as much as I love interacting with you unless I can flush this out. I don't know what to do with my anger. Mr. Rogers used to have a song that said, "What do you do with the mad that you feel? When you feel so mad you could bite." I wish I knew, and I don't share it, and I don't show it, and I don't tap into it, but I don't know if I need to go to one of those rage rooms where you can just like break cutlery and smash things and you just pay for like 15 minutes and a stack of dishes. I don't know if I need to go like scream into a pillow or take a pill. I don't know if I need a pill or a pillow. I don't know if I just need to go pray, or if I need to take a nap, or if I need to go walk in the woods and touch grass, or if I need to get high, or if I need to get laid, or whatever it is. I don't know what to do with nearly 10 years of mad, but I feel so mad I could bite. What I wish I had said to them is, don't touch me. Those things are vile. They have every right to wear them, and I have every right to tell you to go curse God and die, because that movement threatens to harm me and all the people I love. So stay away from me. I don't want to talk to you, and this is as nice to you as I will ever be for as long as I see those. Stay mad. I don't want to deal with you. That's what I wanted to say. I'm glad I didn't say it, because that would have also been out of line with my values, right? I don't believe in treating people that way. And I don't want to just go to the gym in like a Harris Walz shirt. Number one, I never talk about my politics, including who I vote for. And number two, that would feel like kind of playing their game, like the counterpoint. And I don't need that attention for that reason. I think part of the reason, a significant part of the reason, why many people who wear that regalia, that paraphernalia, wear it, is to set people off, is on the off chance that someone will confront them and then they'll have a story to tell to their fellow MAGA supporters, that they can say that they owned one of the libs and get another point on the scoreboard. And I was not going to give anyone that satisfaction. I made those Protect America 2024 shirts on my merch store. Maybe that's a happy medium. And I think that's why I made that shirt, because I wanted to say something, but I didn't want it to be like, well, here's who I'm voting for, right? Nobody needs to know that. But I don't know. I don't know. I have said to you, and I've said many times, that I don't believe America is divided. I believe that America is lonely. We used to feel like this whole country was home in a much more fundamental way than we do now. Maybe many of us still felt like outsiders, but now it's just hypercharged. We're not polarized. We're estranged. We used to understand each other a little better, even if we didn't always like each other. And now it's like we don't even know who we are or how to be around one another. And I think the estrangement and the loneliness for me are just overwhelming sometimes. I feel profoundly homeless. I hope you cannot relate to this. I really hope you have no idea what this level of rage feels like. I hope that you're hearing this and you're like, Josh, you need to take several seats. It's not that big a deal. I really hope that's your reaction and you cannot relate to what I'm saying. If you can, please comment. I would love to know. If you can't, comment and tell me that I'm just a lunatic and just tell me I'm crazy and I will calm down. But I don't think I'm the only person in this country, regardless of who you support politically, who is trying not to detonate on a regular basis, who is just hoping that that moment of confrontation never comes, who hopes that today is not the day that the straw touches the camel's back. But we're tired of our backs being bent by the political and cultural environment in which we live. I don't think I'm the only one who feels that way, but I don't know anybody else who does, or at least who talks about it. That's what's happening with me. Let me know what's happening with you, and we will try to figure out what to do with the mad that we feel and see if we can maybe find a little more joy somewhere. Don't know where, but it's out there somewhere. We'll get to it. Anyway, I appreciate you listening to me ramble. Thanks.